Hey everybody, it's Polaris. Don't mind the red cheeks right now. I actually just got out of the bath and I realized I haven't recorded like a proper talking, sitting down with you all in a little over a week. And I want to hold myself accountable to talking on here for a week or at least once a week, which I feel like I say that every time. But just in case if anyone's new, I try and always do these once a week. I'm in the new office area. I'm not sure actually how the background looks. It's kind of hard to see with the camera. Um, but it's kind of gonna be the main place for when I record all my stuff. It's not messy, but we just have some stuff we're trying to sell right now in here still. So it's like taking up space, but there's a lot I have that I want to do. But I've been so busy, guys. I have been so incredibly busy. I'm very grateful for it. I just want to state that I'm so grateful. Everything that I've received in my life is things that I've genuinely been praying for, and it's just so nice to be around so many amazing people, especially in this new area. And of course, being with my partner and just being in this whole area, an area that I've dreamed of living in since I was a kid, and there's just been a lot of changes, right? I mean, I've barely been here for about a month now, so it's, especially July has been so busy. There's been a couple days where I've had nothing planned and I really slowed down and enjoyed those days. And yeah, updating I guess on where I'm at. Where do I start? Guess I'll start with the job situation. I have gotten an email back on one job, so fingers crossed that they get back to me soon. I've gone in person and talked to them to see how long to expect. I know I'm gonna get a job, and so for now, I it's kind of out of my control, right? I can't decide when a job starts hiring and when they're going to reach out. I can put myself out there, talk to them, check in, but past that, I don't want to stress myself out too much. I'm just trying to just enjoy this time. I think I mentioned in a previous video, seeing this as a blessing of hey, I get to have a summer break. So I've been doing things that I haven't really had the time to do when I was working basically full time, which is making bracelets, of course, 'cause I love making bracelets, going out a lot, right, hanging out with friends, doing karaoke, recording more videos for YouTube, which I have more videos I'm going to post, more singing videos, and then what else? Playing Club Penguin, funny enough. It's I don't play that all the time, but it is enough to just have some fun watching movies. And yeah, I just really getting settled into the new place in the area. Enjoying the pool because I'm really grateful that we have that, so I'm taking advantage of it. Yeah, today I actually for the first time I think ever went to a gym, and the gym was crazy to say the least. Because for privacy, I'm not going to explain too much of the gym. It was crazy. But crazy in the stuff they had there, I guess, to be a little more specific. But the actual experience there, I was when I got there, I'm why have I been nervous and scared to go to a gym? This is just chill. I also forget I go out and do a lot of things by myself. I go to concerts and travel and stuff. So it's why am I afraid to go to the gym? And being there made me realize I have nothing to be afraid of. It was actually a lot of fun. I love I guess exercising, but mainly just moving my body in different ways. So it was fun to try out different things and just see a new area. But my body was definitely feeling it. I kind of spaced out because I was listening to some music, and I definitely worked a little, not want to say too hard, but definitely worked my body out for sure. So I was a little sore. That's why I took a bath to kind of just reset my body. What else? I don't know. I feel like so much has happened, but there's also not a lot at the same time. like in a way that I would feel comfortable sharing on YouTube, I guess. How have I been feeling? Feeling wise, man, I definitely feel like so incredibly happy. Like I generally feel like just the happiest I've ever been. And I feel like that's the big thing I've been saying, which is so beautiful for me to be able to say. Um, and I really just feel like at home and at peace. I feel like I found a place where I belong in a way, a place that I can call like my own, like and truly feel that, you know. Because even like, and no shame to like the last place I lived at, that definitely helped me learn how to live on my own and become more comfortable with myself, you know. Um, but it just didn't feel like a safe place for me. It didn't really feel like home. Like I kind of felt like I was always still like hiding myself, but here it's just my own. That's why I've been able to like put singing videos out there more, because I genuinely just feel so comfortable to just like express myself more, which is so interesting that that's kind of what happened. And it just kind of feels like especially like moving and stuff, like it's just a way to like start over, you know. And how I've changed as a person, it's like now that I moved here, I can kind of like integrate that new person from the beginning, you know. All those things I worked on last year by like practicing singing, going out to like karaoke and putting myself out there talking to people, you know. And then getting into like yoga, pilates, moving my body again, and just like taking care of myself in different ways, whether it's journaling or reading, you know. um and now that I moved here, it's like I'm able to like kind of like do those things like just with ease, you know. It doesn't feel like I'm trying to build the habits are already there. Another big thing is, what was I gonna say? Also turns out, where are they going with that? I don't remember where I was going with that, but has been able to like transition into that. So I definitely feel like more true to myself in this new area. At least who I am right now, right? Because we're all forever changing and evolving. So, but I will say, like, I noticed some sadness come up, and I've done a lot to like let go of sadness, but also just acknowledge when it's there and try not to like fix or solve it. Just like recognize, hey, I'm kind of feeling depressed right now. Maybe I might ask myself, why am I feeling it? If I don't really have like a concrete answer, I'm like, well, that's okay. And I just kind of like tell my body, like, if something needs to be shown, like, please show me, because I'll take care of myself, you know. And if I just feel sad just to feel sad, okay. Like sometimes just our bodies just, there's so many things that happen, you know. Um, and I wrote a post, if any of you missed it. It was more of like, I think I uploaded as a YouTube short. I have like a photo. I can even link it on this video if I remember. But a big thing I felt was like reminding myself that healing isn't like a linear thing. And I would say like I don't see myself like as like a victim or anything anymore. But I'm human, and there's still things that trigger me and upset me, and I have my hard days. And so there are things that like I might get upset about something, and I'll realize, oh, I'm not actually upset about this thing. I'm upset because this happened in the past, and this situation reminded me of that, but this is a new situation, you know? And it's tricky. This is where I'm learning, is that I'm okay to still honor that my past feelings are hurting me right now, but honor that this is a new situation and relearn how to navigate it now. Because I'm trying to think of like an example of what's happened like recently. Um, the only thing that comes to my mind that would be like seeing like how far I've grown is I was at a concert, actually, like a smaller venue concert. Um, and someone came up behind me and touched me, and my partner's in front of me, so I knew it wasn't my partner. And normally I would like flinch and like tense up and like freak out and then just kind of like dissociate. But I felt the touch, was like confused. I'm like, wait, that's not my partner touching me. And then I looked, and it was someone that I kind of like talked a little bit at the concert. And something like that in the past would have really bothered me. But in that situation, it didn't. I kind of felt like confusion. I'm like, who's touching me, right? But it wasn't like a full fear response. And the person like let go. I'm sure if they kept their hand there, I would have like, brushed it away. And sometimes I have days where like I really don't want to be touched and I just feel like really uncomfortable, because I'm my own person and I'm allowed to have my own body, and so even sometimes when I have those feelings, like I'll just even tell my own partner, I'm like, hey, like I can't be touched right now, you know? And it's like honoring that sometimes certain things can affect me, right? That are from like the past, but then honor this me who I am right now and just be like, hey, like, I know you don't mean any harm in like touching my hand or whatever, but I can't right now, and there's nothing wrong about that. I've been having nightmares like crazy though. That has been not fun. I'm not going to talk about my dreams just because like I feel like those are like for me and my own journey, but they have been, I don't want to say like super bad, but because I've definitely have had way worse, but they've been like the worst they've been, and it's been like nonstop. So I don't know what spirit in the universe is doing up there right now. They're doing some crazy work on me internally because I've been having some crazy dreams. I don't know. I like when I wake up, I generally just ask myself, I'm like, what is my brain trying to tell me? Sometimes it does help me, like it does like make sense with certain things, but also most of them just I don't understand. And also just all 12-12. And sometimes I'm not meant to understand everything. Sometimes universe, I love this. Okay, sometimes universe just wants to do its thing. And I heard this like quote, I forget from where someone said it. That was just like trust God kind of thing, but that also God doesn't like nosy people. Like if you're constantly asking like, oh, like what's next, you want to know what's next, just sit in the back seat and enjoy the ride. And that's honestly where I'm at in life, just trying, because I jumping around a lot. I have been someone in the past who's been so incredibly like depressed and anxious and wanting to like either know what's going to happen or being afraid of what's going to happen, and then avoiding opportunities by like closing the doors in on myself, pushing people away, and even like I don't want to say giving up on opportunity because everything's a blessing in disguise. And what's that song I'm hearing in my head? It's like, God bless the broken road. Like sometimes there's gonna be bumps and turns, and you gotta forge your own path sometimes. But I was like constantly like I needed to know what's gonna happen. And I always had that belief that things happen for a reason. So I want to know the reason. And it took a long time. Like I've had some really bad stuff happen where I generally was just like, well, what was the point of this? And I would like try and make up something in my head, but I'm like, no, this doesn't like feel right. And like honestly, some things just happen. Okay? Like I've really like sometimes things just happen. And as I gotten older, they're just meant to be experiences that you learn from and grow from. That there's not like always like a rainbow at the end of the tunnel. Sometimes you just had to learn a lesson the hardest way possible. And it sucks, but also like I do believe that like what goes around comes around. Like if you go through your trials and tribulations, it's because you're meant to hold something greater. That's at least my belief, and I choose to believe that every day. And that all the pain and suffering I went through wasn't for nothing, and that there's going to be something greater at the end of the tunnel. And honestly, like, I am at the end of the tunnel. I've been at the end of the tunnel, and now I'm in this whole new world that I'm exploring. I always, like, whenever I see my own spiritual journey, I kind of see like a forest. I don't know if anyone else, when they think of their own spiritual journey, but for me, I've always seen like a forest, and sometimes the forest got like really dark. I couldn't see the sky, and it was super foggy. Like, everything was just really, like, I was completely blinded. I was running around aimlessly blind and just like bumping into stuff, learning trial and error. And then it got to a point where it started like lighting, things started like becoming brighter. The trees were coming a little bit less, and there's some open pastures, right? The fog lifted, and I still go into the forest, right, to learn new things, but I'm able to see a bit better. And for me, like, there's always like a guiding path, and for me, I see that as like the moonlight for me personally, where, like, if I use that forest analogy, this might be like super weird, but just follow along with me. Maybe someone else can understand this. But for me, it's like the moonlight kind of casts down between the trees, and I fall along that, and I can still trail off, go into the shadows sometimes, and maybe I see a little meadow I want to go through, right? That's how I see life in this journey, that there is something greater guiding me to something bigger and better. But right now, I'm just kind of in the forest. You can't really see that far ahead, but you keep seeing new things as you go along. And that's really just life, I feel like, you know? I think it's beautiful, now that I'm like on the other side of it. But and even then, even when I was going through the dark of it, even when it got like really, really hard, it's like there was still like a little bit of hope, I guess, inside me, that believed things would change and would be better. And I just held on, just even when I didn't believe it, I just still kept going. And trust me, there were times where I didn't want to keep going, and I won't get too far deep into that right now, but it was really, 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 really difficult at times to keep going. And a big thing I learned is asking help, and knowing that I'm not meant to do everything by myself. I am a soul that will do a lot of things by myself, but we're not fully meant to. If we were, we would be completely different creatures. You wouldn't be watching this YouTube video. If there wasn't a need for connection, then we wouldn't be here. I wouldn't be here. But there is that need for connection. And for me, my way of doing that, at least one of the ways, is I talk on YouTube. And I reach out to people out there, because I'm like, hey, maybe my story can help someone. That's at least my hope. Connect with someone out there, because we go through hardships, and that's just kind of part of life. And it sucks sometimes, and I wish I could pack it immediately and be like, tell you how it's going to get better and what you can do to help it get better. But sometimes you just have to just go through it. I like that little thing. It's like, oh, can't go under it, can't go over it. Looks like we have to go through it. And that's like going through the forest. You just, whatever you're struggling with, like, you just have to go through it. You just have to allow yourself to feel it and experience it, because at the end of the day, I do believe we experience things for certain reasons. And you may not know what the reason is right now, right? The path isn't clear. You're not going to know what it is. If we knew what it is, we would probably already be there, right? But try and see it in wonder. One of the things when I was especially going through my spiritual journey, was hearing, like, view your life like a movie. Like, if you were watching this movie of your life, like, what would you want the character to do next? And also, you don't want to spoil the story. Like, if you knew what was going to happen, the story wouldn't be that enjoyable. So just experience it, even if it's hard right now. Because honestly, for me, like, when we go through hard things, it helps us appreciate the beauty in life. Like, for me, I always find myself like seeing the smallest little creatures and having such pure, like, appreciation for it, or a small gesture from a stranger, you know? Those small moments for me just mean a lot. Seeing 11:11, right? Just catching the time off guard, like on that, you know. Trying some good food. You know, there's so many beautiful things out there. Seeing a new place I've never seen before. Um, there's a lot of beauty in this world, and I know for me, like, I feel like, well, okay, you don't know if you don't know. And so I don't want to say that I feel like I took things for granted in life. At the time, right, you don't know what you got until it's gone. And I'll give like a very specific example. I've been missing my family, okay? And I go through this, especially when I first move. Like, I've noticed this to be a trend. I go through like a bit of homesickness, even though I've been moved out. Like, but especially because my siblings and I were all getting older, and I've been having this like reoccurring memory pop up of like my siblings and I playing like Roblox together, or even when we were on the trampoline jumping together and trying to perfect our front slash back flips. And I've been having that memory pop up, and there's been like a grief behind it, because on one end it's like, if I use what I said earlier of like me when I was younger didn't really appreciate that situation or that time would be gone, but also I just got to just live it and experience it. And now that I'm older, revisiting that memory, I get to have that appreciation now. Like, wow, I'm glad I got to experience that, right? And I also feel grief with it, of the sadness that I can't really do that with my siblings. Like, we're all adults now. Well, almost all of us are adults now. All with partners. Like, we're trying to like, the last time we were all together, like all of us as a family, was Mother's Day. Like, it's been a while, you know, and it's really hard to like do those things all together. What did we do for Father's Day? Anyways, but I think it was Mother's Day the last time we were all together like that. And I'm grateful, right? Because I get to live a new life. They get to live new lives, and I get to see what lives they get to live and what they get to do, right? And I will always be my siblings' like biggest supporters, you know, and same with my parents. Like, they can always count on me, and I'll always be here to answer the phone, and try and hang out when I can. But there is still that sadness of like, we can't hang out like we used to. But there's beauty in that, right? Nothing lasts forever in life. And it is what it is. I don't know. Like, I do feel like the sadness, but I'm really just like letting those emotions kind of like just flow through me. Kind of like see them as like passing clouds of just like, yeah, sometimes they cover up the sun and it gets dark and gloomy, but it just passes again. And it just letting that flow through, honor it, like acknowledge, hey, I'm kind of feeling sad about this, and then just let it flow through. This is changing the subject a little bit, but I just find it interesting that whenever I start YouTube videos, I kind of, it almost feels like I have like a guard up in a little bit, because I'm like, oh, I don't know what to talk about, kind of like being tiptoed on what I'm saying. And then as it goes on, it feels like something just like flows out of me. That's how I feel right now, where I knew I wanted to share something, and be open with what I was feeling, but it was also didn't know what exactly. So I thought that was beautiful how I was able to just kind of just let it out. But that's kind of where I've been, just having a lot of those kinds of emotions, and really like, yes, transmuting the energy, yes, you could say, just feeling it, transmuting it, and then making to something new, you know. I will be getting to see my sister actually here soon. And then my friend is having a baby shower. I'm super excited for that. And then we have some friends from Oregon who are coming to visit, which is going to be super cool. And man, just still busy, lots of plans, but I will do my best to still come here at least once a week, talk to you all. And I'll just keep posting singing videos for now because I enjoy it. That's the content you all get right now. I want to do a live stream. I don't know if I'll do it on YouTube. If some of you are from TikTok, I kind of made like a bit of like a spam account on TikTok to kind of just put myself out there, really. because it's a lot easier to like, at least for me, it seems to be a lot easier to get more of an audience, I guess, to kind of promote myself. So if y'all are from TikTok, thank you so much for following me and checking out the channel. But where are we going with that? So I don't know if I'll do it on YouTube or on TikTok. I don't know. I'm just kind of just trying new things, honestly. Just kind of, even if like for some reason I was not really scared, but kind of like iffy about joining TikTok. But now that I have, like, I'm like, oh, this is fine. You know, I just kind of like, I don't know. I still post on there, just kind of like I said, shout out my channel mostly, because YouTube's my main passion. I love it on here. But if you're made it to the end of the video, you're a true one, right? You're a true one. You're a real one. I don't know. I'm kind of tired. The after bath sleepies are kind of hitting me right now. But I wanted to share that I am making bracelets because I'm manifesting that I'll be able to meet one of y'all in person one day, and hopefully multiple of you all in person one day. And so I'm making bracelets that will have like my username on it, and I'm having two reasons for it. One, when I go to karaoke, some people call up to me and be like, "Hey, you did great," and I want to be like, "Oh, awesome! If you like me, go follow my YouTube," and then give them a bracelet, right, that has my username so they don't forget. But also I wanted that as like a little like the word Easter egg came to my head of like, when I meet you all in person, like I want to be able to give you like a gift or something. I just like a thank you for supporting me, and also that'd be awesome if y'all see me in person ever. Like, please come up and say hi to me. I think that'd be so cool and so awesome. We'd love to get to know you all and hear your stories too, because I feel like you hear a lot about me and I'm just kind of just rambling. But I feel like I don't really know, like, I don't know the faces behind the screens, you know? So yeah. I think that's kind of all I want to say. I don't know if I ever showed this, but I'm gonna show it now. Someone drew this for me. First of all, if anyone recognizes this anime, you're awesome. This is my favorite anime. And she drew me as the character in the anime. Like, what? I need to buy a frame for this. I may or may not have commissioned her to make a second one, but with my partner, so we can kind of be like mirrored, and then I'll frame both of those because I think it'd be cool. Oh, ooh, no, this video's too long. I'll just do like a little sneak peek. That's all you get. I just looked at it right now. That's like my obsession, actually, like miniature things. But we're not gonna get into that right now because the video's long enough, and I just want to upload this and relax a little bit. Just relax. Maybe play some Club Penguin. We'll see. But thank you all for watching, and just know I love you all so much. And if you're struggling out there, just know I believe in you because I've been there, and I hate saying that it takes time because it does, but also it's not linear. You know, some days you'll feel better, and some days you'll feel worse. And then some days you just won't think of it for a long time, and then it'll just hit you one random night. And then you'll go without thinking about it again. And then it'll affect, like, it's just be graceful with yourself. I think it's the big thing I want to say. You know, I don't want to say like, oh, it takes time. It's just give yourself that grace that you're struggling right now. And ask for help, please, because people care. I'm promising you, people care. I care. And there are good people out there. I promise. Trust me, like, when we look back in life, like really, really like not great people, it's a very small percentage, and I promise you it is a very small percentage. And maybe right now it might not seem like that, but I promise you it is a small percentage. And there's so many amazing, beautiful people out there that are waiting to meet you, and I hope I get to meet you. So you gotta stay strong so I can meet you, okay? But yeah, I'm gonna leave it here. I love you all so much, and be safe out there, okay? Bye.